March 1st is gifting us all sorts of new LEGO Harry Potter sets, but this is quite unlike any other March 1st release we've ever seen, because this time around we're just getting normal play sets. That's right, no books, no banners, just regular stuff. I think this is a really good change, and we get quite a bit of variety here too, so hey, let's take a closer look at what this lineup has to offer. Thanks to LEGO for sending me these early to review. Like I said earlier, you'll be able to pick these up starting on March 1st, though if this is anything like previous years, you can probably find these a little bit early if you're lucky too. Up first, we're going to take a look at the smallest set of the wave, the Flying Fort Anglia. Now, when I first saw pictures of this, I wasn't terribly excited because we've gotten 2 of these already, but this set has a few surprises up its sleeve. The most surprising of which, I didn't even notice from the official images, is that they've actually color swapped the thing. Historically, this vehicle has always been done in medium blue, but for the first time it's appearing here in bright light blue. And I do think that's a more faithful color to the films. Another aspect of the set that I didn't realize that was new are both of the minifigures. We've seen these 2 costumes before, but the torsos have been updated here for 2024, which is rather exciting. The changes on Ron Praps are a bit more noticeable because he's gone from the dark tan sweater to a regular tan sweater, and there's just different detailing on it. Harry's sweater remains dark red, but the biggest change that I noted is that he no longer has the pockets there on the side. Both of the earlier versions of these figures had appeared in many sets, so it's nice to get an upgrade after, it's been 6 years now, I suppose, since the reboot. You do also get both Scabbers and Hedwig in this set. Now, beyond the color swap, the car isn't that different from the ones that have come before it. There is a brand new piece that is rather interesting. It's the 1x2 cheese grate slope, but without the grate. So this little guy is going to be very useful, especially as it comes in more colors. But even if we get this in tan and light bluish gray and stuff, it's going to be great for architectural details. This set has 3 stickers altogether, 2 for the license plate, and then the dash on the interior of the car is a sticker as well. I'm not sure the proportions of this thing are perfect. When you look on from the front, the windshield does seem a little tall, but the nice thing about that is that both figures can fit in there, even though they can't necessarily sit with those short legs. The trunk opens and there is room for some luggage in the back. Always a nice little feature to have. The side doors are printed, but of course, like usual, they are not printed terribly well. Beyond that though, it's nice if you don't have the car to get it as a standalone thing. You don't have to buy it as part of a larger like $80 set, as they have been doing with the last few versions of the flying car. Now, the next set here is quite unique. This is Forbidden Forest Magical Creatures. Now, the Forbidden Forest, as portrayed in the Harry Potter movies, is not that very interesting of a place. All you ever see are the base of these giant trees, and the ground is completely barren of life. So I really like that the designer here has reimagined what the Forbidden Forest could look like if it actually looked magical and interesting. We got some purples, we've got some dark blues, we got lots of glow-in-the-dark pieces. It's really, really quite nice. It's this level of imagination and that willingness to step away from the source material that I always loved so much about the original 2001 through 2003 Harry Potter sets. We've got 2 minifigures here, Ron and Hermione. Hermione is technically exclusive, as the very much not exclusive parts that make her up are appearing in this configuration for the first time, but you can get them all in other sets, no problem. This version of Ron, however, has definitively appeared in many other sets before. The fun stuff happens when you get into the magical creatures. There's nothing new when it comes to the critters included in this set, but it's really nice to get them all in one place in a smaller set for a change. We have the newer version of Buckbeak with a white body and silver wings. We have the baby Thestral, and then we also get a Cornish pixie, plus a glow-in-the-dark spider. There's actually quite a few glow-in-the-dark pieces in this set, which is always lots of fun. The mushrooms all glow, and there's no shortage of those either, with 4 of them. And then you also get a glowing lantern. There's some other fun recolors too beyond the glow-in-the-dark pieces, like the 4x3 leaf piece in dark blue. We had the larger 6x5 in dark blue with the Stranger Things set a number of years ago, but I never got the smaller variant, so it's nice to see that show up. And at least this is the first time I'm seeing it, but that smaller tri-leaf piece in purple. That spiderweb in medium blue probably is new and exclusive to this set as well. The whole build is made up of these hinged modules. Most of them are built atop a 6x6 rounded plate, and interestingly enough, you're actually going to be able to expand upon this set in the future with a polybag. I always think the LEGO Harry Potter team does a good job of coming up with really interesting and original ideas for their polybags. I don't know exactly when the polybag is going to start hitting shelves, but I managed to put together a rough version of it here so you can see what it looks like alongside the rest of the set. With only 172 pieces and coming in at $29.99 United States dollars, you could definitely call this one overpriced. However, you get a lot of big specialized creatures in this set, and I do think that makes this set balance out pretty well. Canonically, this thing makes no sense because you got Buckbeak hanging out with Thestrals and Pixies, but I think for kids who just enjoy the magical creatures in the world of Harry Potter, this one's going to be a lot of fun. And I really do love the magical environment that they've created here. Something that I've been asking for from this line from the beginning is just to be a bit more creative, magical, and imaginative, and I think this set does a good job of that. It's not going for 100% screen accuracy, it's going for fun whimsy, and I think that's what LEGO Harry Potter really should be all about. And now we have our first castle expansion. So last year pretty solidly wrapped up that version of modular Hogwarts that began with the 20th anniversary sets, so it looks like we're starting something new. And this is the first entry in that something new. I know I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here, but you can look in the instructions here and you can see what they maybe got planned. The only other Hogwarts expansion being released in this wave is the Boathouse, which unfortunately LEGO didn't send me, but I'll pick it up at some point because it looks like a really lovely set. And you can see the rest of the outline of the castle in the background. So does that mean they're going to try to recreate the castle with that level of accuracy in this new style? Not sure. One thing that is worth noting is that there are no connection points, there's no pinholes, there's no hinges or anything like that connected to this specific model. Obviously, this is a standalone structure in the actual universe, so that might play a role in it too. Very curious to see what the Summer Wave sets brings us. But just looking at this thing, I honestly am a lot more impressed with it in person than I was with the official images. All the detail that you see here too is accomplished without stickers. I cannot believe how few stickers there are in this wave of sets. It's actually really, really cool. But anyway, let's take a look at the minifigures included here. We get a new and exclusive version of Harry, which, I mean, we definitely don't have enough of, but I'm always down for a new version. I don't collect a lot of things, but I love collecting Harry Potter minifigures, so anything new? Super exciting. This, of course, is his outfit from that horribly awkward encounter with Cho Chang at the Owlery. And so naturally, you also get Cho included in the set. She's just a great looking figure. Lots of fun colors here with the olive green torso and sand green skirt piece. Really awesome stuff. Worth noting too that both of these figures do have the medium legs, which is consistent with what we've seen in the past for 4th year students at Hogwarts. The most disappointing figure here is Filch. He's actually the same version that was included in Dumbledore's office, a set from a few years ago, but without the printed pants that he got there, so that's kind of sad. If you're gonna recycle the figure, don't make him worse, at least give us the pants again. That seems very much like an unnecessary sort of downgrade. And I still think Filch could do with a lot better hairpiece. This does not read Filch to me at all, never has since the reboot. My favorite Filch figure is still the 2011-2012 era one. But the real fun of this set is how many owls and other critters it includes. This very much reminds me of all the critters they would pack into those early 2001 to 2003 sets, and I am here for it. I mean, if you're gonna call a set the Owlery, it better have owls. The minimum is like 3. I feel like you needed at least 3 owls in the set. 4 would be like perfect. And then they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's pretty awesome. You also get a rat. You can think of it as scabbers if you'd like. And then we get a spider in here as well. The tower is open around the back and there's some details hiding in the interior. The best floor is the bottom floor. And again, it's bringing me back to those classic Harry Potter sets with just some random magical turntable stuff. There was a lot of that in the 2001 sets. And on that rotating platform, we've got some great stuff. First of all, the baby owl, which is just awesome to get. There's a water dish for the owls. Then I'm guessing this is some sort of bird cage that they're trying to represent there. And then there is a printed owl treat box. No stickers in this set at all. That is a print. The middle section of the tower is pretty straightforward. You got the owl statue on the bottom floor, then just some roosts for the owls with some letters hanging around. It's all very nicely detailed, and you can pose plenty more owls, which I'm sure you have if you're a Harry Potter fan. The top floor gets a bit more interesting though, where we got some lamps, some really nice side detailing with these minifigure handle pieces in tan. I'm guessing that's a recolor for this year. And then we get our first of the new printed exclusive portraits. So these are printed on those pentagonal Nexo Knights shield pieces done here in pearl gold. And there's 14 random variations you can get of these. It's very much the new wizard cards of 2024. There's only a handful of sets in this wave that actually come with them, which I find rather interesting. You don't get them in every set, and you get different numbers in each set too. So there's only the one here, but there again are 14 that you can collect altogether. I believe there's going to be 1 or 2 in the Boathouse, and then you'll see later on that there are 2 included in Hagrid's hut. These are the 3 I got altogether, but there is just 1 included in this set, and it could be any of these 14. I like these a lot more than the wizard cards, honestly, because I can see these being used in mocks, right? You could put these in the grand staircase room and that would look pretty awesome. Honestly, I think this is a pretty strong start to what I hope will be one of the best Hogwarts layouts yet that we've gotten from the reboot. I'm very curious to see what that main portion of the castle is going to look like. And then we get the sorting hat. So this is being marketed as an 18 plus set, as you can see by the super ever boring box art. We got a little fog in the back. So cool. And chances are, if you've heard about this set, it's probably not for a good reason. It's probably because you heard it's $100. And apparently that's true, which is insane. Anyway, I don't need to harp on that because we all know that's insane. I'm just gonna show you what the set does. Well, first of all, what the set does is the set does come with an exclusive minifigure. It's not one that's gonna knock your socks off, but I think it's a really fun inclusion. The only thing that's exclusive here is the face print. So on one side, we've got Harry saying, not Slytherin, anything but Slytherin. And then on the other side, we've got the joyous reaction when he is put into Gryffindor. And then there's the hat itself. I mean, can you wear this?
Yes, clearly you belong in Slytherin.
So I didn't even know that. There's a button on the bottom, so you are supposed to put it on your head. That's pretty cool. There is a sound break in there. You probably had heard about that before here. Apparently it's loaded with 31 different sound combinations. I probably won't make you sit through them all, to be totally honest with you, but it sounds like the sorting hat. I mean, it's pretty noisy, pretty garbled, but it is an interesting piece, and I'm very curious to see what they're going to use that for in the future. It's worth noting, there are only 2 stickers in this set. I thought there was going to be a lot more, because there are other decals going on, but they're printed. So all of these icons here on the bottom on these 2x2 tiles are prints, which is great when you're paying $100 for a 550-piece set. So this set was designed by George Gilead. He's the same person responsible for last year's Dobby. And I don't know if he's been picking these really challenging sets to do or if someone higher up is forcing him to do these, but he's doing a really good job with these really hard to design products. I had a lot of fun building this set. I really think that the shaping that's accomplished here is incredibly impressive, especially from a distance. Like, you can see it. This looks like the movie prop. It's a very delicate marriage of technic and system going on the inside to make this happen. Yes, the eyebrows move up and down and the mouth opens and closes. And if I were to push this forward enough,
Yes, Slytherin.
he talks too. LEGO is definitely planning to do more with this sound brick. I can see this popping up in other themes in the future with different lines to say, of course, too. It's just a pity that it seems that we're paying for all the R&D that went into this like 30-year-old technology in this set. It's a fun set, and I think actually a lot of people would enjoy it. The most fun part to me, though, is these functions here. I don't think the sound brick was totally necessary. If it just did this and was $50, it would be a lot more appealing. And lastly, we have Hagrid's hut, an unexpected visit. Ever since the rumor mill churned up the idea that we'd be getting yet another Hagrid's hut remake, but this time at a bit higher of a price threshold than we'd ever seen before, I was cautiously optimistic. Honestly, in my opinion, no version has been better than the original 2001. And you can definitely disagree with me on that, but I've been waiting for an absolutely perfect model of Hagrid's hut, and I think we might just have it. Anyway, let's take a look at the lineup of figures, which is truly impressive. Least interesting of the bunch is Draco, come to spy and see what Hagrid is up to late at night. This is a version of the figure we've seen plenty of times before, but it is the figure that you find in the movie scenes, so it makes sense why he's included here. We do get, though, brand new versions of each member of the trio, which is really great. They have all got new torso prints, starting with Harry in his green sweater, Hermione here in dark blue, and then Ron in dark blue as well. Really, really love to see it. Most excitingly, though, we get a brand new version of Hagrid. They like reusing that same one over and over again. I'm kind of surprised they haven't updated that one yet, honestly. But this time he gets a whole new outfit, which is really cool. And it makes sense that we finally get a new version of him in the set that is, you know, his house. But beyond that, too, we get two other non-human characters. We get a brand new molded Fang who looks so awesome. This isn't honestly something that I expected to ever get from LEGO, but I'm really, really happy that it happened. And then we get Baby Norbert too, which is so awesome. Looks really great. Beyond that, we get, of course, two structures, the main hut itself, and then this side building. This actually ends up being Fang's doghouse, which is really fun. It's probably an overcomplicated structure, much like the hut itself, but it looks really good. And I think for the most part, the designer pulls off that rounded roof here pretty well, which is impressive when you consider the limitations that LEGO designers have to work within and the scale of this house too. The hut itself, though, is honestly really, really impressive. The best part about it is that it is all closed up around all sides. Something that they didn't do for the last version of Hagrid's hut done after the reboot. It's incredibly detailed. I mean, making use of a lot of really small pieces that do bump up that piece count, making this seem like it's a better deal than it probably is. But like the texture on the roof is really impressive. The roof itself, making use of these spike pieces, which of course I remember so fondly from Power Miners and the Crystal King. The way that Atticus here has been able to close up a lot of these gaps on a very, very complex shape is really impressive. I have tried to build a Hagrid's hut before, and it is no easy task to get that roof shaped right and those walls shaped right. We can pop this all off and then open up the back walls. And there's just an absolutely delightful interior here, filled with the amount of detail that I'd want to see from a set like this. Starting off here on your left, we've got this small section which has the fireplace, a little armchair, some keys for the keeper of the keys. That's just a sticker. There's only 4 stickers in this set though, so really not a big deal at all. Moving on over to the middle, we've got this really nice dark orange luxury lounger here. And yes, Hagrid can indeed fit into it, which is great. We've got the barrel for his umbrella wand. Another cabinet here that's one of the other stickers included in this set. And then over here we actually have his little table with the hatched egg on it. And there's another cabinet behind him. The instructions actually have you put a second mystery portrait behind those doors. Yeah, it's a lovely little interior. There's not much to do beyond role play, you know, play out the scene with this, but it looks really, really good. I suppose because of the clips here, you could even connect this to the Forbidden Forest, which is kind of a fun concept too. Definitely my favorite set of the bunch. So far, I mean, maybe the Boathouse will one-up it once I get my hands on that. Or even Hedwig at number 4, Privet Drive, another set that I unfortunately don't have to show you today. But I think if you do have the money for it, You're not going to be disappointed by this one, especially if you don't have any other Hagrid's Hut sets. I feel like you need this one. The video isn't quite over yet because look what I managed to find early. The set is surprisingly tiny, but it's packed with great details and an impressive 5 minifigures. We get Harry, Hermione, Dean, and Neville in their unsorted Hogwarts robes. It's a torso print that doesn't show up too often, so I'm always happy to see it, especially in this sort of quantity. And then we get Professor McGonagall, who at first glance seems to be a reissue of one of my all-time favorite LEGO Harry Potter minifigures, but upon closer inspection you'll see that there's actually quite a few changes. This McGonagall has arm printing, a completely unexpected and delightful surprise. The torso and dress piece prints are also updated with shiny silver printing. LEGO seriously took a perfect minifigure and made her better. That's pretty awesome. She's holding a printed 2x3 tile with all 4 included students' names. The set includes 2 small boats, each of which can comfortably fit 2 minifigures, and they do not float. Boo. The boathouse is built up on some rocky terrain with a dark blue water outline, and the rocks hide a secret, a brand new frog recolor in olive green. This set packs all sorts of critters, in fact, including Hedwig, a red crab, and a blue fish. The design of the structure here is really quite nice and packs a lot of detail into its small form. I was kind of surprised with the bold choice of using reddish brown on the turret, but I really like it. I wonder if we'll see similar features somewhere else in future expansions. And speaking of expansions, the set does have connection points around the back, unlike the Owlery. This would be easy to connect to the Forbidden Forest if you'd like to. This set includes one of the new portraits as well, hidden up on the back side of that brown tower. The interior of the boathouse is simple, with space on either side to rest oars for the boats, and a boat can easily fit inside here. With its 5 minifigures, lots of fun animals, and a delightfully detailed little structure, I really must say I like this set quite a bit. It's gotten me all the more excited for what this summer's wave of sets has in store for us. All in all, this is a really great lineup of sets with some new and original offerings that fans have been asking for. If you're a LEGO Harry Potter fan, you're definitely going to enjoy picking some of these up when they come out on March 1st. But that's all I've got for this time. Have yourself a great life, and I'll see you next week.